Hey everyone, it's March 13th, 2013. It's 8 o'clock. We're live from Riverside, California. This is the Affezi.com podcast. It's called Live with Bobby in Arizona.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, Bobby?
It's going good. We're finally on the same time, so I'm not up all late.
Yeah, yeah.
Really excited about that.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that's right, huh? It's 8 o'clock over there?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
How was
Awesome.
the time change for you?
I'm dragging, man. I got some sleep on Sunday, but fuck,
Best day at the bars, dude.
yeah, I wish. I need to go to
Stop,
the
stop
bar.
staying out all night with women.
I wish. Wait, no. Yeah, yeah, I wish.
You wish.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just still getting adjusted to it, so it's taking some time, but I mean, it'll happen.
Right on. No adjustment here since I didn't have to change my clock for once.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Did you do anything this weekend? Any plans? Any?
What'd I do? I played poker.
Uh,
I lost like 8 straight hands. I was the first one out. It was
nice.
awesome. I'm not really a big poker guy,
I can
but
tell.
yeah, shit's boring. I don't know how people sit and do it for 8 hours.
Uh huh.
I was there for like 45 minutes. I'm like all in. I'm out.
Yeah, you're all. Let's get this over with.
Yeah. What else did I do? Went to the mall. Went mall ratting. Yeah.
Woo! Mall
shit's
rat.
shit's funny, dude.
How was it?
Malls out here are packed, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they're hot.
Well, they're packed out here too. No, especially now the weather's warming up and there's a lot more shops and like in Moreno Valley there's that bowling alley
Oh
and
yeah.
what else do they have? They have a couple always there.
Wait. So they're busy out here. I wasn't comparing.
No, no, you know.
No, I know.
There's always people there trying to shop.
Yeah, dude, I haven't done that shit in so long.
Yeah. Yeah, have I.
I was there for about 20 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm ready to bail out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever. That was my big weekend. What about you?
Awesome. This weekend what did I do? Caught up on some work. Maybe not the past weekend. Maybe this weekend will be better. And
Yeah,
Lord
I'll be
willing.
back out in California for the
Yeah.
weekend.
Woo!
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
It's been like
definitely.
a month almost.
Yeah, it's been a
Shit
while.
goes by quick.
Yeah. You have a chance to check out the member poll,
Yeah.
and what'd you think about that?
I wish there was can I select all of the above,
Uh huh.
but which is do I only choose one? But
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, but there's a lot of characteristics I like to avoid, especially controlling.
Yeah.
That's a major one
Uh huh.
because I don't like girls that try to control you or put things in their control. I
Yeah.
guess that makes no sense.
No, I know they want to put you.
Yeah, they want everything in their favor.
Yeah.
And then lack of energy if they just like to do nothing. Not into that.
Yeah.
So those are two big ones. Emotional. That's if they're can't control their emotions. It's
Yeah.
another characteristics I don't like.
Yeah.
But which ones were you
Um,
going towards?
Probably. Well, not probably. Most likely, it's gonna be or the number one for me is controlling and controlled. I don't like to control someone. I just as long as you're respectful, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I just don't like someone trying to tell me what to do. Have me check in. I'm not gonna do that.
yeah. Because if someone's controlling, I push back and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you."
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. token, I'm not gonna ask them to sign a permission slip, have me sign it, so they can go
Yeah.
off and do whatever they need to do. Because especially now, we're adults. You don't need supervision.
Sure?
Yeah, well, at least I hope not.
Oh, okay.
Not in my case. I wouldn't be around someone who was like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is. It takes
Then
a lot of work, dude.
yeah, and then you literally have to become that person. And you're like, oh, worried because you don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's not a good position to be in.
No, not at all.
So I steer.
Well, on that, out of the choices, which one doesn't bother you at all? Or the least?
Mm,
Like, overly nice can be good at first, and then it just gets old.
those are two extremes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but I think the emotional part would be too much. They're overly nice. I could deal with it, but like you said, I know for me personally, if I find out,
You do it.
no, I don't do it. I just
Oh.
won't. I lose interest because I'm like, there's gonna come a time where I need that person to be honest and be straight. Tell me like if she's upset. Tell me why she's upset.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah, communication. Don't turn it into a game. So we're having a disagreement, or there's something that I did straight enough and assertive enough to actually address it. Letting it fester and boil over, 2 months later. Caller on, the day.
Damn, you're bad.
No, some shit like that. It's
You
just,
should work on that.
yeah, I should. I need help.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, turning an ant hill into, what is it?
A molehill?
A molehill into a
What?
mountain. Ant
Yeah,
hill.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
it
you
is.
know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Blowing up a small problem and then escalating it, over time
Well,
because
the
you never
saying
got
is
it
don't
up.
turn a mountain into a molehill, right?
No,
Don't turn a molehill into a
into a
mountain?
mountain. I think.
Fuck, now I'm stuck on it. Good job. Sorry.
That's the next member poll.
Yeah. What the fuck is
Is
the
it
right way to say this?
molehills into mountains or mountains into molehills? We're
Yeah,
not sure.
alright.
Yeah.
Alright, what about cheap?
No, because let's be honest. For the most part, she's not gonna really be buying much us or paying for stuff.
You are, because you're the man. And you're old school,
I'm
right?
a man. I have money. I
Yeah.
recycle my cans.
You're the breadwinner, dude.
Yeah, so that's not a big deal. I think if she likes to save money, that's good because then, want something, I'll be like, well, yeah, I'll buy it for you. Just figure out where it's the cheapest because there's no point. Like if it's a purse or a jacket or something like that, a gift, then why overspend? So if she's frugal, then that's a good thing.
Yeah. Is cheap being frugal or is it cheap?
I
Is
don't
there a fine line?
I don't think women are that cheap, to be honest.
No.
I really don't think.
They're overindulgence.
It depends on the person because some are really low maintenance and simple, and they have simple taste. Others, yeah, they want to be in designer.
Yeah.
Jeans are a couple $100, and then the shirts $500, a grand. For what?
Unless they go to Chinatown.
Well, yeah, but then still, I've known people who go there and they want the real stuff, and they don't want to have the knock. Well, if you want the real stuff, you're gonna, pay real prices.
Yeah, shit ain't cheap for a
No,
label.
no, it's not, and it's That's all it is. It's just a label.
Yep.
I don't think cheap or being frugal for a woman is bad. Um, to have a guy who is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
Um, cheap. I mean, girls aren't really cheap. You're right. Guys are more likely to be cheap than women. If somebody was just cheap about everything, it would annoy me.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not really cheap. I don't spend a shit ton of money. I like to be smart, but I don't know. Cheap would I don't know. Depends on what level.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to save $1 on something that costs, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
If you're trying to save $25,000, that's different.
that's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, if you go buy a car and you haggle and get a good price, I'm all for that.
Yeah, yeah,
But you're
definitely.
not gonna just go buy a $800 car that runs because it's
No,
cheap.
no, not so. Yeah, there's. I think it's being smart when you're buying stuff, just not knowing when to haggle and then knowing when.
Yeah,
That
totally.
that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. That's a good member poll. I like the one this week.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, moving forward, I got a little topic to go over with you.
Uh,
Kind of threw it out there during the week talking to you, but couples versus friends with benefits. Who has more sex? Um, so there's a little write up right here. It's you hear it from your single friends all the time. Having a girlfriend totally kills your sex life, dude. But according to new research, your bachelor buddies are way off base. So the study basically says couples in a relationship have way more sex than friends with benefits. Now, do you think that's true?
I I think overall, kind of tough. I think overall the relationships would have more sex, because friends with benefits, you're less likely to make time for the other person. But if you're in
Okay.
a relationship, you're like, okay, that's the person I'm with, and I need, so I'm gonna go.
I know me being in a relationship, obviously, you have more sex.
Yeah.
But sometimes it becomes stagnant
Uh,
or it just loses its appeal where it's just sex. It's more like maintenance.
yeah.
Seriously, you know?
Yeah.
Where, you know, you have friends with benefits, you're not going to have sex as frequently,
Yeah.
but sometimes you meet the right person where it's really fun, or meeting new people and having those experiences make it more worthwhile. Because it's always a new experience, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
So it says on average, people that are more likely to go with friends with benefits have 6.37, you know, to the decimal,
Yeah.
lifetime partners compared to traditional people who have 1.9. So basically two.
Wait. People who do friends with benefits have partners.
Yeah. And
Oh,
people that are relationship based have two
over how long?
over a lifetime.
What?
Bullshit. I don't agree with that at all.
What lifetime was that?
I don't know, dude. This is some fucking study in Midwest.
When people were living to 20 years old?
Yeah.
The
This
fuck?
is a Harvard study.
Oh god. I think those estimates are off. I don't think that's based on real data.
It says real data.
No,
I didn't do the fucking survey.
come on. Six partners over a lifetime? Oh, come on. Uh, yeah, but on the frequency of sex, friends with benefits too. You have your schedules, and especially if you're busy, sometimes you don't have the for for steady relationships. So that's your. Even then, I mean, you might have sex. more likely to have sex more often in a relationship because
Yeah,
of that.
I think when you're in a relationship, at first you do have lots of sex, and then it kind of gets set in a routine for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But is it quality over quantity? Because you think if you're in a relationship and you have sex 5 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever,
Uh huh.
out of those 20 times you have sex that month, how many of them do you really think are worthwhile? I mean,
If it's in a relationship,
yeah, you can give a percentage, you can give a number, I don't care.
it, that to me depends on your chemistry. You can theorize about it all day long, but until you really meet someone that you're compatible with, you don't know. So you have a standard, but especially as you get older, obviously your tastes change. So you might have some blows your mind, and then you're wow, this is how you're supposed to like this person. So maybe
So you binge, fuck.
binge fuck. Uh, yeah,
Copyright that
well,
shit.
I mean, I guess if it's with that person, yeah, but the whole quantity thing, you could go through 20 or 30 people and then still unsatisfied. There was one thing I read a while ago. It was talking about how sex is like food. You can eat a lot and be undernourished. So you can eat a lot of fast food and there's high calories and a lot of fat, getting the nutrients that your body.
There goes our McDonald's sponsorship.
Yeah, fuck you.
Advertiser.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
but if you're with the right person, then obviously you're gonna get your nourishment and your what you need. So it's not just sex. It's I mean sometimes you need closeness from someone else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're in a relationship, you figure it's not always just sex. Sometimes
No.
it's, I don't know.
Sometimes it's based on friendship. I mean,
Yeah.
especially if okay, here's the thing. If you're with if you have a girlfriend and she's smoking hot and you're really attracted to her, you can't have sex with her 24 hours a day, 7
No.
days a week.
Nah, but I could be fucking her in my head.
Exactly. And sometimes you want to go out, but you're not trying to go out to meet women, but I'm not saying you're going to do that when you have a girlfriend. I'm just saying if you have a girlfriend, you can spend time where she's your friend, but she's fucking hot, and you can still go home to her and you guys can have sex.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both worlds, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, no. I know the study says that people in relationships, committed relationships, are generally happier people than friends with benefits.
I think so. I mean, I I don't know about you, but I personally have a biased opinion about that because involved with someone and I further, usually it's one sided. So it's never really, a committed thing that's mutual. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds great, but I guess until you experience it, then it,
I know the number one reason they contributed towards relationships being better is because it equals more communication among people.
yeah, that's
They're
true.
they're more open to each other.
Yeah, they're more open and I think they're more likely to do or that they were once unwilling to do.
Yeah, which we've talked about in past episodes that communication is one of the number one things.
Yeah. It,
But go ahead.
I had one more question. If if you're with someone and you know how it's really good in the beginning and then it starts to plateau, how how do you get the how do you spice it up? What do you do?
You try to talk about it, communicate,
Uh
and be open on why you think it's lacking.
yeah.
And then you try to introduce new things,
Uh
new positions, new areas in the house.
yeah.
Try it over in the kitchen sometime. Who knows? It's kind of dirty,
Yeah.
but talk about it. And try something different.
Uh
Go for a drive and do it in the car. Just one random day.
yeah.
It's spontaneity and it's it's just getting outside your comfort zone that gives you those feelings of like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that those are keys.
And whose job do you think that is? Or do you think it's
Both,
both? Yeah.
yes, no hesitation on that.
Yeah. And what
Because
about.
I go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say if I'm with a girl and she's getting bored, for one, I should know it. I should sense that she's not really into it,
Yeah.
or that I'm not into it. So we should it should be brought up. Because if you notice it, you're not gonna just let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's gonna be boring. If she's not into it, you're gonna be bored. Because
Yeah.
you're not gonna be into it. And if you don't talk about it, you're just gonna start fighting about it, and it's gonna become an issue.
Yeah, and two, if you don't address things in the bedroom, then often things outside of the bedroom become an issue.
Oh yeah, because you're frustrated,
Yeah, cause
sexually frustrated.
yeah, you're, and then I've noticed that too. That if you don't have sex enough, then you're not affectionate towards that person, and then that's an issue too.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you're in a relationship, it can't just always be sex too. You
No.
have to have that one night a week or however often where it's more than sex.
Yeah.
Where it's, you know, foreplay, it's everything. It's a marathon. I don't know. Because you're going to have a lot of days where it is just sex.
Yeah.
And if you get in a routine and you don't have those special date nights or whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
I think that leads to negative experiences.
Uh huh.
And you know just getting stuck in the same routine.
Yeah.
You gotta change it up.
Yeah. You have to. It's up to both. The other thinks it's the other person's job. Oh, you need to. Two people are involved. It's not. It's not one side.
It can't be. No relationship can be one sided, or it's not gonna work.
No.
So, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's the best approach.
Yeah, it's open lines of communication,
Yeah.
and you can't be offended if they come at you and it's not something you want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if they tell you, well, you're not really doing this right anymore, or you're not making me happy here. You got to be willing to accept that and try to build on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Take your strengths, good at certain things, be better at those, but really work on your weakness.
Yeah.
And who knows you better than someone who sees you every day and their opinion matters the most.
It should.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're your best friend.
Yeah.
But there was one more part of the study that I found kind of interesting. Friends with benefits, they use condoms 2 to 1 over people in relationships. Do you think that's smart? Do you think people in relationships, because of birth control, or
Um
people just don't care?
I honestly I think you can have a friend with benefits and be that's bending the rules, but I think there could be not in a relationship, but maybe you're not with other people. That's an adult decision between the two people, but I definitely think there needs to be some sort of contraception.
Yeah.
So whether it's condoms, whether it's birth control, whatever it is, something you have to take responsibility for your body.
Morning after pill?
No.
Oh.
That is not acceptable. I mean,
Is that shit still around?
in rare cases, I mean, I understand it, but shouldn't be reliant on morning after pills or abortions.
Just a lack of responsibility.
Yeah, it's like, come on, set your alarm and take your pill. It's really not that.
Yeah, put
It's
some
not.
effort into it.
No, it's as normal as eating or brushing your teeth or going to the restroom. You can.
Well, if so, people that let me figure out what I'm gonna say here. So basically, people in relationships, if they stop using condoms, whether they're using birth control or not, that's kind of now how a lot of relationships and marriages start now, because people get together and without thinking about it, they have sex and have a kid,
Yeah.
or they get married right away and have a kid, and they don't put any thought into it. they don't realize or they don't notice if they're compatible.
Uh-huh.
It's like people just don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, there's that urge to rush into things, and especially, I mean, I was gonna say as you get older, but no, that's wrong because a lot of that happens when you're younger.
Yeah, because when you get older, you actually think about it and learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, but it depends too, because sometimes that biological clock is running.
I think a lot of women have that clock.
Oh yeah, they do.
35.
Oh yeah, they do.
35, right? Isn't that the age?
Right when it hits, or
That's when girls feel they should have kids.
I've
Or women.
noticed it more like late 20s, early 30s.
Really?
Yeah, I think it starts late 20s where they start talking about really seriously talking about kids.
I didn't figure anything out till I was like older than that.
No, that's
I just think a lot of times now, I mean, I understand rushing into a marriage. Okay, you're young,
yeah,
whatever. But to make the conscious decision to have kids with lack of thought, that should be just a major red flag.
yeah,
And now it seems like people don't understand having kids. They just think, oh, I'm gonna have a kid. They don't think what actually comes with that and the responsibilities and the life changer that having a kid is.
yeah,
I'm really happy I never had kids.
yeah,
I also planned it that way, and
yeah.
someday I want to have them. But I'm fortunate that I never went that way when I was younger.
Uh huh.
That I was at least smart in that department.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a conversation with someone recently. Wanted to have kids, and oh, it depends on the woman.
What?
If you want to give kids everything that they're supposed to get in, not give, but I mean be able to provide that for.
Well, isn't the whole goal when you have kids is to provide them a better life than you had?
Yes.
And I know it's not cheap.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, diapers, formula, that shit's not going down.
Yeah, and that's just the start. What about when they go to elementary? If they're in sports, middle school, or if they're acting, or if idols for dance or for band or number of things, it costs
Dude,
money. It takes
it's crazy. My
time.
nephews, sorry, I'm
No,
cutting
no,
off.
no, it's all right.
No, but like my nephews, they play baseball. It's
Uh huh.
$100 a pop. They play football. It's $200 a pop. Then it's every game. You got to buy snacks. There's so many costs with that. I know my sister growing up was a cheerleader. That was like a. Now her daughter's in dance, and that's like $60 a month.
Yeah.
It just adds up, and you can say, oh, I don't want my kids to do anything growing up, but you want to let them be kids and experience and try different things, and that takes money.
Yeah.
And I know, like baseball, like my brother buys my nephew new bats. That's $200.
Yep.
New cleats every year. That's $50.
Yep.
And it's insane. And then every time you go to a gas station, little punks want to get beef jerky. It's like shit. Every time you stop somewhere, it's $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where it's like, I don't have my own kids for that reason.
Yeah. Now
I'm not ready for that.
it adds up, and you wanna have fun. So sometimes you wanna go to movies. Well, that movies cost 12 or 15 bucks a ticket. Snacks, starts adding up. It's 48, 60. I mean, by the time you get snacks, like $100
Go to the movies.
to watch a 2 hour movie.
Well, I know growing up, I used to go to a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
With my dad.
Yeah.
We'd get cheap tickets. It wouldn't cost anything. He would just take me. We'd get some hot dogs. He'd drink a beer, and it wasn't much.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly because I was a little kid,
Yeah.
but we do it during the day. Now it's like you want to go to a baseball game, you're gonna pay $20 for a ticket, $20 to park. you're gonna pay what, $6 a hot dog, $6 a bag of peanuts. It's just insane.
Yeah. And
And we used to do that all the time.
yeah, yeah. And that's baseball. What about if you like basketball or football? What's the
Uh,
parking like for those?
I don't
You know
know,
what I
dude.
mean?
A shit ton.
Well, I mean, if you go to a Laker game and you go, let's say you go with two people, okay, cost you at least $5 to park, if
And
not,
that's parking in some random
yeah,
lot down from the Staples
yeah,
Center.
a couple blocks from Staples. Okay, if you want parking, it's gonna cost you 10 or $12 because in LA, I mean, no parking is free.
Yeah.
So you have to do that. Okay, now you get in, you probably have your tickets. You're gonna pay at least nosebleeds is probably gonna be like $60, $80. But if you want really good seats, I mean, you're gonna.
Yeah, that's like, do you want to go on vacation or do you want to go to a Laker
Yeah,
game?
do you want to go somewhere for a few days or do you want to go somewhere for 2 hours? Knocking, sports, but it's just expensive.
And when you're little kids, you want to do that because that's fun. Even if
Yeah.
you're just going to the
Oh yeah,
zoo
yeah,
or Disneyland,
yeah,
it's expensive.
yeah. So I mean, those are things that, yeah, you want your kid to have the best, but you also want them to have fun.
Yeah.
And to have fun, it does take money.
Yeah. And we haven't even talked about college or
Yeah,
high school
we
proms.
haven't even gotten that far in their lives.
And that's a ton of money.
Yeah, college is not cheap. I
Yeah.
mean,
And if you have to have daycare, that's what, 500 a month per child.
yeah.
But people don't think of this shit. It's
No,
shit I've always thought about.
yeah. You really have to, kind of do the math equation to have a kid, but I mean, just there are certain things you need to plan for and take.
Yeah, like what neighborhood you want to raise them in,
Yeah,
and
that
where
too.
can
I
you
mean,
afford?
yeah, and is it a good neighborhood? I mean, they could easily get caught up in bad things. Location.
Yeah, that doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. It just takes a little influence and then that's it.
Yeah, kids
So,
are very influential.
yeah, I mean, it's on where you're at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, I was in a good neighborhood growing up. I
Uh,
started smoking cigarettes at 16
yeah.
because of fucking a couple people I hung out with. Never even thought of it, and then it just happened.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, shit matters, dude.
Yeah.
So, whatever. My rant is over.
Rant complete.
Yeah.
Have you checked out else on Affezi or
Yeah, actually, over the weekend I did.
uh
Just out of curiosity, I went on a couple sites. Dude, girls have shit whack.
as far
Like,
as
I'm just
what?
sitting here reading their fucking profiles, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
How old are they?
Dude, they go from 20 to 39, 40,
Uh
and it's just all over the map, dude.
uh
And then, what's the funniest part is you read about this chick or whatever she puts about herself, and then you look at her pictures that have nothing to do with anything she just wrote about.
as far as what?
Like, oh, I'm a full-time parent, I don't get out much, I don't really drink. And then she has pictures at the bars with all her friends where you can just tell they're smashed. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, make some sense.
Yeah.
I hate baseball, but you have a picture at a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Picture, whatever.
What about if they have a picture with if it's a woman, if they have a picture with
Yeah, even if it's a brother, a cousin, a friend,
I
don't do it.
I
It's
don't.
fucking dumb.
Well, if they put, "Hey, this is my brother, this is my cousin," I think that's cool. But if it's a person that it's some random dude she hooked up with, or it's a picture of an ex and his face is blurred out or something,
Yeah,
that's just it's like, come on, at least crop the photo, at least.
Yeah.
But when it's a full-on picture and you can tell it's just that, you're just like, what?
Yeah, have you seen profiles that just have a million pictures on them that just pop up in your face?
Not too often, no.
Because there's a few that I saw where they just had like 100 pictures, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
Like I understand, like on Affezi, like you can upload pictures.
yeah,
They're not necessarily profile pictures, but they're just pictures, which
yes,
is cool. But on some of these other sites, they're your profile pictures.
yeah.
And you just got a million of them, and they're all headshots. You just turn your face a different way.
Uh,
It's like, come on, dude. They're not even different.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I saw one that was, a girl taking a picture of herself in front of the mirror. And then the next one, it was the same picture, just grayscale.
There's
No.
and two, I think people don't get out much either. Sometimes a lot of the pictures are in the mirror,
Yeah, that's kind of a common thing, especially on Twitter.
or they're just vain.
Yeah,
That's a
they just don't
possibility.
give a shit.
Yeah, they're just like, oh,
Because everybody looks so good on the internet.
yeah.
How about profiles where they only have like one or two pictures? Does that turn you away?
That makes me think that they're two is not even enough. I think 4 or 5 to get. Sometimes you'll see them and the pictures are clearly like 10 or 20 years old.
10 or 20
Yeah, and you're just like, why would you put that up?
years is a long time.
Yeah.
That's all right. My picture on here is 10 years old.
Yeah, but you more or less look the same. But some of these people, they'll put a
I'm just
current
kidding.
one and they'll put uh, one that was done like 10 years ago, and the hairstyle's different, and you can tell the photograph itself is like a Polaroid, and they're dressed in like, what? What are you doing?
They have the rock and roll hair too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
They're
fucking
just like,
dumb.
why would you put it? That's like, I
I'd have hit
guess,
her up
I
just
don't
for
know.
that.
I don't know.
Should have been a good time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it, but it's
I
just,
saw one profile where it was like straight up digital camera date on the bottom of it.
yeah.
It was '07. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
what the
saying.
fuck?
How long is too long for a picture to be valid? If you're doing online dating, you want the most recent. You want the best representation of the person that you're looking for. So, what's the time frame? What do you think's acceptable?
If somebody hasn't really changed, a year or two,
Uh huh.
but at least have at least one updated picture that is you. That's shows your body, everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Full body, absolutely.
Because yeah, because if you're not gonna take a full body, or at least to the waist, it's like, are you hiding something? You can only make your cleavage so big in a picture,
Yeah, yeah,
Or it's kind of like,
it's true.
your tits look good and all, but what about the rest of you?
Yeah, no, that's very true.
But girls, they'll take the shot from where they hold the camera down and above them.
Yeah,
They've got it down to a
oh
science.
yeah. There's a method to it.
Yeah, method to the madness.
Yeah.
What about when you're reading a profile? How about when somebody gets really long-winded? Do you like that? Do you read it? Do you scan through it?
No. I I want to see what kind of qualities they have. Okay, if I look at someone's profile, I want to see first if I think they're attractive. Yes, okay. Let me read how they write and see good. Um might send them a message, but I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna look for some key shit
Key
that might
stuff,
draw your attention.
scan it. Okay, I don't need a life story, I don't even know you. Once I get to know you, then you can tell me your life story, but
Well, how about the girls that go on there and say, "I'm strictly on here to make friends, but I'm on a
You're in the
dating site."
you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, go to a bar.
Only friends. I mean, I think if you're looking for friends that could develop strictly friends, hard time finding strictly friends. Only so much of that you can do.
Yeah. Well, how about the um when you send me a message, don't make it one word because I have like hundreds of these a day that I have to go through.
Then you just sound like
That's what
uh
I was saying.
if I think I've read profiles that start off like that. That I understand asking for what you want, but
Yeah. It's like overconfident, full of themselves.
yeah, too much. It's just like
Take some shit from when you actually get to talk to each other.
yeah, and two more.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're gonna message a girl, do you ask her questions about herself, or do you say something about yourself?
Uh,
Or,
I
or do you have a generic line you just copy and paste?
I have a generic line because I'm gonna say okay, this is what I liked about your profile. Or then let's have a real conversation about you and have a better idea of who you are.
I don't care what you put about yourself, what you read about somebody. It doesn't mean shit until you talk to them.
Until you talk to them, you meet them, until you see them, you still don't know who they are until you really get to know them.
A lot of people don't know who they are,
Yeah,
which is kind of a problem.
yeah, that can be that can be an issue. Not so much in the date someone who doesn't really know who they are. 5 years down the line, they're gonna change, are and then they're
Oh, definitely,
because they didn't
without a
take the
doubt.
time out to really explore themselves.
Which, if you don't know who you are, go live a little. That's all I can say.
Yeah, do some things that are outside of your comfort zone and couldn't talk to when you were in a relationship. Girlfriend said no, I don't want you hanging out with them. There's a lot of things you need to do before you really can get it.
Well, I think a lot of people coming out of relationships lose who they are. And then it takes a while to figure out who you were before you went in, because a lot of people change things to make somebody else happy.
Yeah,
So, you know, it's just tough.
good. It's growth, but those there are growing pains associated with it. Boring, getting
Yeah.
outside of your comfort zone and seeing what you actually enjoy. You enjoy. It's not what the other person enjoys. So my whole thing is if you get out there and you find something that you really like, then stick with it and you're going to meet other people who are into the same thing. You're not doing it because you're a guy or a girl and they like it. You're doing it cuz you like it
Yeah.
and maybe it's something really important to you. Share that.
Well, do you think these compatibility tests that supposedly have common interests and people that you should like, do you think they're full of shit? Because I do.
I think they're a good way to get background on people, but do Reliable? No.
I mean, how honest do you think people are when they fill those out?
You have to take that into account, and two, you have to remember it can't apply theory the same way you can real life. So in theory, I'm outgoing, funny, but two, that's my perspective on myself. I could talk to some other girl who's like, "You're an idiot and you're not funny."
Yeah.
That's her opinion. So just because we matched up on a compatibility test does not mean we're gonna get along. Girlfriend match.
More than likely not. I don't care
No,
what the numbers say, what people say.
no. I
There's
think
just only so much you can get off readings, looking at pictures and reading what somebody has to say. There's no personality.
yeah, you really have to engage each other, and you have to want to meet up and explore it.
Yeah. You have to get the Monday through Sunday personality because moods change, people,
Exactly.
and that's just something you don't get.
And that's too. I mean, as a guy, I don't want to single people out, but sometimes you want to know. I want to know how she is on her period, how she is
Yeah.
before and how she is after. Is she really moody? Is she not? Like certain things. I want to know what I'm getting into. That's my point. So it's not just the period; it's in general. Like you said, I want to know people's moods and how they act. Because you're not going to see them at that point. You're not going to see them once a week. You're going to, or
Yeah.
not, maybe not every day, but on a consistent basis.
You're going to see them throughout the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I think the more, if you're really into it, the more you learn about someone, and the more times you.
Nah, you can't rush into anything.
No.
You'll never get the result you're looking for.
Mm-mm.
Because fools rush in, right?
Yep.
Isn't that a song?
That's a song, a movie, a saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything.
It's a good song. We should
Yeah.
play it on cue.
Fools rush in. I don't know.
Yeah. I was going to do that, but I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Eh.
Do you think sometimes online dating can give you too many options?
Yes.
Like you just get overwhelmed looking at pictures and reading profiles.
You can, but I think part of that is figuring out what you like and
Simple.
yeah, what's going to be best for you, cuz ultimately that's
Yeah. That should be what matters most.
what
Yes.
it shouldn't be.
It should be.
Oh, I thought you
Sorry.
said it shouldn't. I was like, "What?"
No. It shouldn't matter what you think.
Yeah,
But whatever.
but I think if you stay there I mean, I don't- it, you have everything at
But yeah, it was fun going through there and checking those out and
yeah.
just like wow. Just seeing how what women put it out there. Just so many different like emotional states of women. You can tell how insecure someone is.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit you can get from it,
Yeah.
and it's all just God. Girls with 3 kids, which is I'm cool with, but I'm not trying to hit on you or hit you up. There's just so many different types,
Yeah.
which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's someone always going to be with the wrong person. Always.
Yep.
Because you never really took the get an understanding of who you're supposed to be with.
Yeah, and know what you want out of the relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Know where you want it to.
And it sounds cool to say, oh, we're just gonna see where it goes. Let's see what happens. But you still gotta have an idea of what you want out of it.
Yeah.
If you're going in like that with blind faith and you have no expectations, and I mean, in one sense, I guess that's okay, but you have to know where you want to get.
Yeah.
Or you're just gonna spin your wheels.
Yeah. I think I've done the whole friends with benefits, and it's good, but it
It gets
does
old.
it does get old, and eventually you need more supplement.
Yeah.
And do stuff. I mean, I don't.
Have you ever had friends with benefits grow and become a relationship?
Wasn't explicitly said, oh, we're friends with benefits. It's just basis in the beginning was just on sex. So
Okay.
then eventually part of that was you spend time with them. Opposites, but there's usually a different approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I know as you get older, it changes. It becomes more of a talk about relationships
Yeah.
instead of, you know,
Instead of just having fun and enjoying yourself, because like you said, people want to know where it's going to end up.
and that's knowing what somebody else wants out of the relationship also.
Yeah, it's just it goes back to the open communication and having that discuss it, and you're both going to listen and take it in.
So that's it. It's all about communication.
Yep.
You've heard it here first.
This is
Probably
the
everywhere else.
this is the first time that's ever been said.
No, it really always does come back to communication.
Yeah.
It really does. Even just friendships with buddies.
Yeah.
If you don't talk and communicate shit, it's your relationships with your friends are gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Relationships with family.
Family, coworkers,
And I think family, some of the biggest issues with it is they don't communicate within themselves or they talk behind each other's back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's check your ego at the door.
Yep. Yep. If you got a gas ego, you're not gonna do much.
Because everybody's full of shit.
Yeah. You have to. I think eventually you have to, get off the toilet and smell your own shit, and
Yeah, my shit stinks.
yeah, my shit stinks a lot.
Yeah, well, it's like you gotta break people down a bit and then build them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is. Come down a few notches and
Yeah.
I was talking to my grandma today on my way home
Uh huh.
for like an hour, and she started talking about relationships.
Uh huh.
And she was talking about how people meet online nowadays and how she thinks relationships are all crap and people get them for the wrong reasons. And she made some really valid points. Like how back in her day, which was a long time ago, people, used to get married and stay together forever.
Uh-huh.
But what she also said is people had a lot of dirty laundry that they didn't want to air.
Yeah.
And they would all make their mistakes and then they would hide shit.
Yeah.
And she's basically saying shit's no different now. There's just different means of meeting each other. The one difference was people didn't jump in and have kids. They thought more about what they wanted out of the relationship.
Yeah.
And it made me think like, over that many years, things really just haven't changed. Just the technology to meet has changed.
Yeah. Well,
And I don't know.
yeah. Nowadays, we're always on our laptops, our phones, our tablets. That's how you socialize. But just because you socialize,
Well, I think people are full of shit on the internet, to be honest.
I
They're not
think
who they really are.
no, I think it's a shell of who they are,
Yeah.
and they play into whatever.
Yeah, that's like Twitter. You look at some of the shit people say on Twitter,
Uh,
and you know damn well they would never say that shit.
exactly.
And it's just like they try to front and be who they're not. And it's just like
Yeah,
just fake people.
yeah.
It's just talking shit on athletes, telling them they want to kill them. It's like, come on, dude.
You're not gonna say that in person.
Yeah, Kobe played a bad game tonight and hurt himself. Oh, you should die. It's like, dude, chill the fuck out.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. People are overly dramatic on the internet, and it's funny because I've seen this a lot too, where people will say, "I used to like this person, and then I followed them on the internet, or because you know what it is. I think people spend too much time. They're not living their lives. They're just staying on the internet, and cool. I mean, it's entertaining, but there's no.
Yeah, I mean, you have two types of people on the internet, though. You have people that want to meet people, well, on social networks, but you have people who want to meet people, and then people who want to reconnect.
Yeah,
And it seems the people that want to reconnect with the past are the people that get hung up on bullshit.
yeah,
Most people that want to meet going forward, they don't get hung up in the same what's going on type shit.
yeah,
Same drama.
yeah.
But they did a Twitter study, and they found out 56% of the people on Twitter are democratically leaning, and then the other part's split with independent and Republican.
Uh-huh.
And like they said, that whole trend that everybody just thinks is so powerful, and there's so much advertising behind it. They said you get yourself in a demographic between 18 and 29 that lean to the Democratic side. So they said it's not really a real sample size of anything.
Yeah,
I was just researching the advertising and all that shit.
yeah,
But it just puts things in perspective.
yeah.
Because if you read it, you see the opposite of that.
Uh-huh. Get off your phone, get off your tablet, and
Yeah. Face to face, interpersonal connections.
I think it's wonderful as a means to meet people. That's fine, but what's real and what's not.
You can't let it be your sole,
Your sole purpose in life
yeah.
to have your own TV show.
Huh.
Oops.
Is that what we're doing? I'd rather have a radio show.
Yeah.
But you gotta know what you're getting out of it, too.
Yeah.
You can't waste your time on certain places
No.
just going over the same bullshit.
No, it's not worth it.
Nah, hell no.
No.
You can go on Affezi.
Yeah.
Meet people.
You can go on Affezi.com and make a profile.
Yeah, that'd be real nice.
We're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add for tonight?
Good. You sound like you checked out about 15 minutes ago.
No, I was just listening. I got all
I'm
my
just
shit
I'm
out
just kidding, dude.
in the beginning. So then I chilled out. One of those weeks, man.
Oh, shit, it's been one of those months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's not make it one of those years.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in, Rosalba. A little
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, just a tad bit late.
Right on, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna conclude this week's episode.
For me at our series at Affezi.com.
And I don't
Yeah, we'll have to go out this weekend, take some photos from
Yeah,
the site.
we got to go out and start, pushing.
Sure.
Start, but continue pushing it.
Go interview some people.
Yeah, talk to them if they're not. Maybe they're with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you all next week. Same time, same day, Wednesdays at 8. Anything
Alrighty.
else, Bobby?
No, I'm good, dude.
All right, then we'll see you next week.
All right.
All
Adios.
right, good night.